Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farnamita Islami, and today I would like to explain my research proposal uh, entitled "The Application of English Podcast in Enhancing Students' Speaking Skills at Senior High School." And this is the background of the study. The first one is from Iskandar Ahmad Indiana in 2017, stated that students encounter difficulties in expressing ideas, choosing correct structures, lack of producing appropriate vocabulary, and producing correct pronunciations. So the study suggests that the future researchers or the teachers should find an effective way to help students improve or enhance their speaking skills. And then Chan, Chi, Chin, and Lin in 2011 stated that podcast covers a wide range of subject matters so that it can be used to help the students enhance their speaking and it can match the students' needs and interests too. So this study stated that podcasts can be used as a media in learning language skills, especially in speaking, because podcasts provide many kinds of materials that can be used by the teachers and the students as well. And then the aim of the study is to investigate the effect of the application of English podcasts on students' speaking skill. And this is the research questions. The first one is how does the students use the English podcast to enhance their vocabulary? And the second one is how does the students use the English podcast to enhance their grammar? And the third one is how does the students use the English podcast to enhance their pronunciations? And then the last one is how does the students use the English podcast to enhance their fluency? For the objectives of the study is the first one to find out that the application of English podcasts can enhance the students' vocabulary and speaking skills. And then the second one is to find out that the application of English podcasts can enhance the students' grammar and speaking skills. And then the third one is to find out that the application of English podcast can enhance the students' pronunciation and speaking skills. And then the last one is to find out that the application of English podcast can enhance the students' fluency in speaking skills. And this is the limitation of the study. So, the limitation of the study is the study will focus on investigating the application of English podcast as a learning media on four components of speaking skills, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciations, and fluency. And the study will be implemented in 11 graders of SMA Negeri 3 Surabaya. And the researchers will limit this study by choosing podcasts that related that the topic is related to students' materials that already written in the syllabus. And the study will involve the researchers and 36 students as the participants. And the significance of the study, the first one is for English teachers. The researchers expect that this study will provide more references for English teachers to consider the learning media which can be applied in teaching and learning process of language skills, especially in speaking skills. And for the students, the study expected that it will provide more insight for the students in learning English, that learning English, especially in speaking, it's not only at school but also outside school by using media, which in this context is podcast. And then for the future researchers, it is expected that the study will provide more references that can be investigated by the future researchers since this study has limitation in it. And then this is the definition of key terms. There are eight definition of key terms. The first one is application. Application is an act to put something to use. And then enhance. Enhance is intensify, increase, or further improve the quality, value, or extent of, or raise to a higher degree. And then there is podcast, a digital audio or video full or recording, usually part of themed series, which can be downloaded from a website to media player or computer. And there are speaking, according to Harmer in 2007. Speaking is the ability to speak fluently and presupposes not only knowledge of language features but also the ability to process information and language at the same time. And next is pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way in which a word or a language is spoken. And then there's grammar. According to Brown in 2000, grammar is a system of rules that regulate conventional setting and the relation of words in the sentence. And then there is vocabulary. Vocabulary is a word which its meaning is used to express ideas in communications. And there is fluency. Fluency is the flow and efficiency which you express your ideas, particularly when speaking. And then this is the research methods. The research design. This research is a quasi-experimental where the 36 students that are chosen will be making a podcast and the researcher will be involved in all the process. So according to Creswell in 2012, quasi-experiment includes assignment, but not a random assignments of the participant groups. Then the research setting. The research will be conducted at SMA Negeri Surabaya in 11 science program class. And then the subject of the study is the students of 11th grade in science program at SMA Negeri Surabaya. And then the data collections. The first one is pre-test. So in the pre-test, students will be given an audio or a podcast. They are allowed to take notes, and then they have to re-explain or retelling what they have learned, what they have heard in the audio from the audio, and then they have to explain it through spoken form. So the student will be explain it in front of the researchers one by one, and then the researchers will record the student explanations. And then for the treatment sessions, there are 4 meetings for the treatment sessions, and each meetings needs like 16 minutes for the teaching and learning process. And then after in the end of the meetings, the students should made a recording of what they have learned on that meeting. So in the treatment sessions, the student will be given materials through podcast, and then they have to take notes of what they have learned, and then they have in the end of the meetings they have to make a recording of themselves. Maximum the maximum time is 5 minutes, and then they have to submit it to a Google Drive that the researchers already prepared. And then for the post test, they have to make one podcast according to the materials that they have learned before, and then they have to submit it through the Google Drive that the researchers already prepared. And then after the post test, the students will be given questionnaire to find out whether the applications of English podcasts are helping them to improve their speaking skill. And this is the data analysis. So the researchers will be using paired sample t-test, which it is which it is aimed to find out uh, the level of the speaking skills of the students before they get the treatment, and after they get the treatment. Okay. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.